You are listening to Lovely Talks Heavy.
Hello everybody, it's Lovely Talks Heavy. I'm your host Lovely, and I discuss everything I enjoy with regard to heavy music. I have no script for this episode, and I'm having a huge panic attack over it. If you know me and you're a regular listener, a regular customer over here at LTH Unlimited, that's not a real company, don't. Then you know I work exclusively pretty much off of scripts. And the only time I haven't is when I have guests on the show, which at least I have somebody to bounce off of. I have nothing right now. And I'm gonna try not to cry over it. But hi, welcome. Thank you for joining me today. If you're new here especially, thank you for coming here and seeing what this podcast is about. I hope you enjoy it and listen to the rest of the back catalog. I will talk about heavy music, and not specifically just heavy music, not just like, oh, let's get into this album and see what it's about. I talk about other stuff with regard to it. As I say in my little tagline, it can be about a documentary, which I've done. It can be about a video game, which I've done. It could be about just anything that, heavy music has touched. I think that is good potential to talk about in this show. So, with that said, for those of you regular customers, today is a Band Binge episode. This is something that, I do regularly, try to do at least once a month. Haven't done it in the last month, so there's a lot to catch up on. If you're new here, what these Band Binge episodes are about is I go through this huge mountain of bands or musicians of music that I need to listen to, and I have a specific sort of routine that I do with these Band Binge episodes. And also, side note, if anybody has a better term for Band Binge, I really hate it. I've tried to brainstorm something better, but I just haven't thought of anything. Feel free to email me, lthfeedback at protonmail.com. Please save me from this hell. I hate this term. And this is sort of, I need to rebrand it. I need to revolutionize it. Please. I will give you a shout out on this podcast if you do help me out here and give me the next big thing here. Anyway, so moving on. So these band binges are, there's a certain method to how I do them. There's a certain procedure to how I do these band binges. Number one, I pick one album at random or one EP at random from the band and listen to that specifically from them. If they only have one release out, great. That makes my job a lot easier. If not, then I just sort of kind of pick what looks interesting to me. Either the title looks interesting or I like the album art, I don't go off recommendations specifically very often here, which I need to start doing. Well, recommendations in the sense that somebody is the reason why I even see this band on my Twitter timeline or Instagram or something, and it's like, oh, you gotta listen to this album specifically. This is life changer here. No, I haven't really done that yet. But anyways, so I pick one of those albums, I judge that, and I keep in mind a couple of things. Number one, it might not be the greatest or even a good release by the band. Sometimes you have a band that you just absolutely love, would die for, would murder for, but even you cannot abide by that one album that nobody wants to talk about ever. Like they might have come out with the newest album and it was the worst thing that has hit your fucking ears. And you like to joke that, hey, I wonder when they're going to come out with another one, a new album. It's been 4 years when it really has only been 2. So, So yeah, keep in mind that it might not be very good. But if it still is like something that is worthy of my interest, I think it can capture people's interest. There's something to work with. It looks interesting. It got my attention, and I think there's something better down the line or before that. Then I'll probably go and look at what else they have to offer. So keep that in mind. I also keep in mind that that album or EP or something might not be fully representative of how the band sounds. A lot of times, like, it's inevitable. Bands do have a sort of evolution in their musical sound, in their musical identity. They found they like using this over this, and it's like, okay, this is what we do now. It happens. So if it still sounds interesting, though, or sounds good, or it may not be my thing, but I could probably see what else they have to offer, then I will go and check that out as well. Number 3, I keep in mind the fact that the people or the person in this musical project might be just fucking awful people. Holy shit, they might be a Nazi, they might be a rapist, or a collection of rapists, and it's like, God, this is some good shit, but man, I cannot. The riffs aren't worth it for this, man. It's just not. I can't. I won't. Ugh. I was about to stand you, but now here we are. Anyway, so with that said, we know the method, we know the process. Let's go in and see what I've checked out for this episode. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna let you a little bit behind the scenes here. I only have one band for this episode. I'm ashamed to say it. Well, not really ashamed. I'm kind of embarrassed. I don't know how I feel actually, but it's like I'd like to have at least like 6 for this sort of thing. A lot more if, you know, I've been like slacking a bit on these band binge episodes, but I'm letting you in on a little secret. Work has been fucking killing me lately. I haven't had enough time to check out a number of bands. It's I just didn't. I didn't have time to listen to these bands, let alone write a script for this episode. That should give you a fucking clue. Oh my god. But regardless, I've listened to one singular band, and I'm gonna pull myself away from the mic and stop giving you an ASMR experience right now so I can tell you all about them. So, I listened to a band called Batushka. I think I'm pronouncing that right. It's a all Russian language sort of project, but the band is from Poland. But as I was like trying to get my stuff together for this episode, I was just like, okay, let's see. First on the list, Batushka. Okay, I'm gonna just slap on my headphones. Check. Okay, gonna open up Spotify. Check. And I'm going to press play on this one album, Liturgia. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Which was released in 2015. So I'm gonna press play, and holy shit, I was blown away. I really enjoyed myself listening to this album. It was like, for those that are unfamiliar with Batushka, I should start with that, I suppose. It's a black metal band with Orthodox Christian overtones, perhaps. It's very the lyrics, when translated, are very sort of objective in the sense it's from a point of view of like God and stuff, but it doesn't seem to be for or against it, which I'm cool with. I'm not a Christian man myself, but I really found myself enjoying the experience of listening to this album especially because of the use of like this chanting. It was like so soothing. I was just like, yes, thank you. Oh my god, it's so good. I didn't get much time to even like research Bachushka, but I found that it's like it's very enjoyable. I feel like, you know, the band's from Poland, and I think people tend to really like bands from there. Hope these guys aren't shitty at all, because I would really like to have them in my little, I would like to keep them, I should say, in my collection of bands and music that I can just chill to, like right next to Somni. And hey, they're black metal too. Maybe they can be friends. So yeah. So that's all I have. I am so sorry once again, guys. I think I can give you a little bit more content in this episode than just that, because I feel so sorry about this. I want this to be a bit of a meatier episode, because once you take out all of my ums and uhs, like when you factor those out and my stuttering, this episode's probably only going to be like 5 minutes long, and you deserve more content than that. So, let's see, what do we got? I guess a bit of an update on my life. So with the fact that work has been killing me and I've been kind of just drained and I haven't had time, I've just been like, I'm gonna just, I'm trying to do better with not impulsively spending on shit, but I deserve to like treat myself. I've been feeling awful lately, so let's do that. So I treated myself. For those of you that follow my Instagram, Lovely Metalhead, you'll know that I got myself some vinyl. I got myself the Zeal and Ardor Stranger Fruit vinyl, and I also got the cassette, which I'm not going to listen to the cassette, but it's like, I just like having things, and it was a nice thing to just get myself, so I got those. I also got myself a Twin Temple vinyl, the red vinyl. The Twin Temple presents their signature sound, Satanic Doo-Wop. I thought that was like really cool. The red vinyl, it looks so pretty. I also got myself the CD because I don't have a record player yet. And like CDs are like my primary way of like listening to stuff, so I got myself a CD on that. And I also got myself a Twin Temple shirt. And with the fact that I got all of that, they decided to throw in like a free sticker, because it was like stickers on the Twin Temple store are like less than $1, so they're like, hey, why not, I suppose. And they also threw in like a Satanics pamphlet, like, which I thought was pretty neato. It was like really cool to look at. I couldn't really do anything with it, but it was like really chill. I really dug that. And my latest sort of treat yourself moment was that I finally got myself a Bewitcher CD and shirt. It was the shirt says "In the Night the Cult Will Rise," so like their song, and it was like really rad. So I cannot wait to just like be able to wear that Bewitcher shirt. I'm not gonna really have a lot of places to wear it. It's got a naked lady on the front chained to a pentagram. I'm not gonna be able to wear it to too many places. But I thought it was just really cool to have, and it's gonna be a fun time. So yeah, I've got an email. Finally, I should say that. Before we wrap up, I got an email for the episode here. If you want to send your feedback to the show, hit me up at lthfeedback@protonmail.com. Leave your feedback, your thoughts on the show, whatever sort of topic that I brought up, and you have some relevant or pertinent. Those mean the same thing. I don't know why I said that. But if you have any sort of pertinent comments to add to the conversation, feel free to send that out in an email or even in a tweet or something. I'll plug all that stuff later, and I'll read it out loud on the show, and we'll have a fun time here. So I've got an email in the old mailbag from listener Devin, who's been, really loving the show, and friend and all that stuff. So thanks for your efforts, Devin. We appreciate you here. So this email comes from Devin. It says, "Hi, lovely. Happy Halloween to you. Hope you're doing awesome. My Halloween was pretty okay. I didn't do jack shit, and but it was fine. It was fine. Was great hearing last week's episode with you and MJ. Tried reaching out to her on Facebook, but haven't heard anything yet. Did you do anything for Halloween? keep up the awesomeness and can't wait for more. Also, I would include A Shrine to Madness by the Black Dahlia Murder on my Halloween playlist. And that comes from Devin. So, like I said, I didn't do shit for Halloween, but it was okay. I'm chill with that, honestly. Like, every other Halloween lately, I think I've been like, okay, I'm gonna dress up. No, I'm not. Now I am. Now I'm not. So, it's fine. So I really enjoyed myself, though. And, you know, I love I just loved just the whole feeling of October being just a month-long Halloween before Christmas just starts to slam you in the face, and you know, it's slamming me in the face already. Which, speaking of, be prepared for next week's episode, because I've got a fun little episode just boiling in the works for you guys, so keep that in mind. So that's going to wrap things up for now for this episode of Lovely Talks Heavy. If you want to follow me on my social media platforms, feel free to hit me up and follow me and subscribe and all that fun stuff on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, YouTube, and Mixcloud. One of those two platforms, one of those last two platforms you should be following me on. Wink. I'm Lovely Metalhead on those platforms. Just reach out, say hey. Let me know what you think of the show if you have any thoughts, or if you don't and you just listen passively anyway. I guess that's fine too. Be sure to share the show with a friend, link this episode or reblog. I post like on all of those platforms with links to the episodes and stuff. So like just like retweet once in a while maybe, or just like throw it to your friend like, hey, burn a CD maybe. I don't know why you would do that when USBs exist. But yeah, just like just send them like a link and say, hey, this is a really cool podcast. You might enjoy it, and maybe they will, and maybe we can all have another collective friend in the friendship circle that is Lovely Talks Heavy. So, if you want to extend your support in a more monetary sense, you can do that at ko-fi.com/lovelymetalhead. Just drop a few dollars in there and just show your appreciation. Every dollar is very helpful in that sense. I want to give a thank you to my editor Tino, who is going to have a fun time probably with this episode. And it was always like just so awesome in what he does, and his ability to put together, make my episodes a more coherent thing, and take the worries off me to cut out all of the stuff that I find is embarrassing to say or sounds awful, or I don't know. He does a great job. So give him a follow and tell him hey, and that he's awesome at Twitter. He's Tino Fella. He also has Mixcloud, also Tino Fella. He puts together mixes, very specifically themed mixes. One time he did for my birthday a 1993 remix, which I thought was really cool. So be sure to check out what he does and just say hey. If you're from the Netherlands, you can say hey to him in Dutch. So, because he's also from the Netherlands. So, all right, guys. So that's going to wrap it up. Until next week, next Saturday, the next episode of Lovely Talks Heavy. You stay brutal, my friends.
Goodbye.